Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Going the Distance. This is episode 63. Can you believe we've done 63 episodes? I can't, but I want to welcome the new members who are just joining me for the first time, and I want to welcome back the members who have been joining me from the beginning. Your support is greatly appreciated, and if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode, hit the notification bell, and hit the thumbs up and like the video because that really helps me. So let's jump into it. We got a lot to get into. So first, let's talk about the New Orleans Saints. Well, they introduced Kellen Moore as their head coach because if you guys watched last week, I said he accepted the job for New Orleans, so now he's the new head coach. He gets to make the decisions, everything. Well, one of the first things I saw was the Saints are uncommitted to Derek Carr, which means he could go somewhere else. I never really saw him as a good fit for New Orleans, but we'll see how that relationship works out. It might be okay, and they keep him, or they could let him go and he could go somewhere else. If he goes somewhere else, I don't want him going to Pittsburgh because they messed over Russell, and it just I've never been a big Pittsburgh fan. So where does Derek Carr land if he goes somewhere else? Could he go somewhere like Indianapolis? Could he go to, I don't know, maybe Miami? That might be a good spot for him. We'll just see how that works out. So moving on, we're going to talk about Travis Kelce and the Chiefs. So the Chiefs gave Travis Kelce until March 12th to make a decision whether he wants to come back and play for another season or retire. I hope he retires, but we'll see about that. This could all, in my opinion, since Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are together, it'll be what Taylor wants. And if Taylor wants him to retire, then he'll retire. If she thinks he needs to play another season, he'll play another season. We'll just see how it goes. We'll just see how everything plays out. I mean, he may want to try to get one more Super Bowl ring, which I don't see happening. But, we'll just take a look at that. But that is something interesting to bring up. So, with the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, little piece of history here. The Chiefs have lost to Tom Brady. This will be, I believe it's the third time now. One time they got beat. Yeah, it'll be the third time. The first time they got beat in the AFC Championship game against, the Patriots. The second time, Tom was playing for the Buccaneers and they got beat. And then the third time was, last weekend where Tom was the commentator and they just couldn't get it together. They played absolutely terrible. And, I was okay with seeing that happen. I think it's time for Kansas City to move on. Let somebody else get a chance. But, with Mahomes, them paying Mahomes all that money, that's why he's in there, because they don't want to make their big investment look like, oh, well, it's not what, it's not, paying off. Well, they want it to pay off, so they're making Mahomes and the Chiefs look really good. But if you want my honest opinion, I hope Travis Kelce retires. He can take Andy Reid and Kermit the Frog, Patrick Mahomes with him. But Andy's already said he's coming back for another season, and we're in, I think this will be season 8 for Mahomes out of a 10-year deal. So we have Mahomes for at least 2-3 more years. And then he might sign an extension for another year or two, and then he's gone. So we'll just see how that goes. So moving on, let's talk about the Bengals. And they want to keep T. Higgins. Now, they can franchise T. Higgins because if they don't get a long-term deal done. And you might be sitting there asking yourself, what do they mean by franchise tag T. Higgins? I'm glad you guys asked. A franchise tag means if they don't reach a deal, long-term deal, in the amount of time. Now, they could do the same thing with Jamar Chase, which I think they need to do. They need to sign both of them to long-term deals. But if they franchise tag them, that means they play under the franchise tag for 1 year until they, and the next year they have to have a long-term deal done. Otherwise, they're going in free agency. And if T. Higgins and Jamar Chase go off in free agency, somebody's going to swipe them up. Somebody like a Patriots or a Cowboys or a Chargers or somebody like that. So, it would absolutely be not the right thing if Cincinnati let these two guys go, because they're two of Joe Burrow's go-to players. So let's hope that the Bengals can get a long-term deal done for T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. So let's talk a little bit about the Vikings and Sam Darnold. So I've said in the past that the Vikings have said they want to keep Sam Darnold. I just want y'all's opinion. What do y'all think of Sam Darnold? I've never been a huge fan of Sam. And I've never seen goodness in him. I've never seen the passion that he has, that they say he has. And he had a good season last season. But was that because of Kevin O'Connell? Or did he, was that just because, he's old enough and everything's clicked? I don't know. I honestly think, he needs to retire. But he won't, because he had that good season and he wants to recreate that good season again. But do the Vikings sign him to a long-term deal? Or do they maybe sign him to a 1-year deal and then see where he goes after that? Or do they just let him go in free agency? I don't know. But the question I want to bring up to you guys, and know in the comments, if you're, a Sam Darnold fan, what do y'all see that's so great in Sam? Make me see what is so great with Sam Darnold, because I don't see it. And he was with the Jets, and I think the Jets kind of stifled him, but I think they took if he had anything great, they took the greatness out of him. But I never saw it. So, what do you guys think? Does he come back with the Vikings? Does he go somewhere else? Let's see. So, in a surprise move I saw actually today, the Washington Redskins, hired John Madden's grandson, Jesse Madden, as their new offensive coordinator. Well, that's a good move. Because, the Maddens were, the football pinnacle back in the day. And John Madden had all this, had all the knowledge from the Raiders. And, he was a good coach. And now that he's gone, his memory lives on. And now with his grandson coming into the Redskins organization, there's the other line. Now, I looked him up because I'd never heard about him, any team he played for or anything. It looks like he's a young guy who played for the University of Michigan, Wolverines. And, this is his first coaching job. I don't think he ever played in the NFL. There's no Wikipedia on him that I can find. If you guys can find one, let me know. But he played for the University of Michigan, and if you look at him, he kind of looks like J.J. McCarthy a little bit, but I know it's not. But we'll see how the Redskins do. They made it to the championship game this year. Let's see how they do next year. They might do good. So that was all for football news. Just as a side note here, I'm not going to cover every week, but NASCAR season started, and the Daytona 500 was last week or on Sunday, and William Byron won the race in a rain delay. It was delayed hours. They ended up starting again, finishing the race. William Byron won the race. Jimmy Johnson actually finished third, so go Jimmy. Chase Elliott finished 15th, and Kyle Larson finished 20th. Now, I'm not going to be every week covering NASCAR because, I'm over NASCAR, and the way, their champion from last year was just, it was ridiculous how he won and the reason he won. So we're not covering it. I just thought with Daytona starting, I'd give you guys that update, but that's all. As a reminder, the UFL starts up again in March, so in about 5-6 weeks, it's going to start back up. So we're going to start covering that, and that's an exciting thing. So let's talk a little bit about hockey, because something big happened over the weekend. So the U.S. and Canada played each other, and the U.S. beat Canada 3-1 in that game. Now, 3 fights broke out in 9 seconds in that game. Now, that's something. And, they beat them. We beat them in Canada. So there's a lot to be said about that. I mean, we beat them on their home turf. So what does that, that's great. And, they're doing a 4-team or a 4-country tournament. And I believe the U.S. and Canada play each other again here over the weekend. So I'm excited about that. If they play each other again, I'm going to watch the game, and I will give you guys that update because that's something. So now we're going to move into the Who We're Listening To segment. And who are we listening to this week? We're listening to Dimond Rio. They're a country group out of Nashville, Tennessee. They formed in 1982. I found out about them in 1999. They had a self-titled debut album. They've had 10 studio albums, 36 singles, 20 music videos, 6 greatest hits, 1 live album, and their newest album came out back in 2015, and it was an album called I Made It. Now, they've done country and gospel, so I'm really, I love this band. I just listened to their album, Unbelievable, yesterday. And it's a fantastic album. In fact, that's the album that I learned about them. I mean, one of the first full-length albums I got from them. I knew about them back in the early 90s. I mean, like I said, 99. But I've heard about them, but I never knew who they were until 99. And they've had songs like How Your Love Makes Me Feel and Meet in the Middle and Mirror Mirror and all that. So my favorite album from them is Unbelievable. Now, as a side note, before they were called Dimond Rio, they were called the Little River Band. And another country artist named Ty Herndon was in that band until he left to pursue a solo career, had a very successful solo career. And Dimond Rio had their success. There's 6 members in the band. 2 of the members have retired from the band. So they've replaced those members. So there's still 6. And they're doing Christian music now. And I think it's independently. But the album I want you guys to listen to this week is Unbelievable. It's 10 tracks. And you can hear the emotion in Marty's voice in everything he sings. And it's amazing how songs like You're Gone and Unbelievable and Miss That Girl, names of the songs from Unbelievable, you can hear the emotion he has. And just the country sound is what I love. I love the harmony. I love the fiddles in it. I love the steel guitars they have. And I've got Unbelievable, One More Day, and I've got 3 of their albums. And all 3 of them are fantastic. So please, y'all, go check out Diamond Rio. Let me know what you guys think. And new subscribers, even some of the old subscribers. I know I ask this every week. But who are you guys listening to? What are y'all's favorite genres? You know, what do you love about y'all's? Who's y'all's favorite band? Who's y'all's favorite musical artist, solo artist? You know, let's interact here, y'all, and see how, let's get this going. So that's about all I have for this week. I hope everybody had a wonderful Valentine's Day. I hope everybody has a great rest of the week and a good weekend, and we will be back next week with a brand new episode. All right, have a good weekend, y'all. God bless.